Welcome to day 3 of our Refresh series. All of these routines help stretch and strengthen the spinal region of our body. Caring for and strengthening the spine helps increase your structural support and balance, helps your posture, helps with flexible motion, and most importantly, every cell in the body is controlled by the central nervous system, and a healthy spine is the most important part of that process. And that is exactly what we're doing with these routines. So let's grab our mats and let's get started. We're starting our practice in a seated position, laying down on our back, the soles of the feet together, and the knees wide open in a butterfly position. Taking deep breaths here and trying to let go of the hips and any tension that you might have in your face. We'll straighten the right leg out, bringing the left leg straight, grabbing onto the thigh or the calf as close as you can to the ankle, making sure that the left leg stays straight and taking small pulses to the face. We're here for just a moment. Next, we're taking the leg cross-body into a twist, feeling the stretch in the outer leg. Enjoying our twist here, trying to keep the bottom leg as straight as possible. On your next inhale, bring the left leg up and over, opening it out to the side, feeling the stretch in the inner thigh. Again, keeping the legs as straight as you can. Tucking the tailbone just a bit. On your next inhale, bring it back through center. One more time, pulsing to your face. For 3, for 2, and 1. Taking it to the side in your twist. Pulling the belly in. With each inhale, allowing the spine to get a little longer, growing a little taller. Next, inhale back through center. Exhale, open it out to the side. Keeping your right hip grounded. For 3, 2, and 1. Back through center, landing the left leg down and switch. Right leg will come up, grabbing as close as you can to the ankle. Small pulses here. Use your belly to keep the hips down on the floor, and we'll take this leg cross-body into a twist. Shoulder blades stay down on the floor. Bottom leg stays straight, using your exhale to assist you deeper into your twist. On your next inhale, back through center. Exhale and open it out to the side. Left hip stays grounded here. We're noticing the difference between one side and the other, making sure that you're breathing. Next inhale, back through center. One more time and we'll pulse. Noticing how the hamstrings are already starting to feel a little more open. On your next exhale, bring the leg out, cross-body twist. Inhale as the spine grows taller and longer. Exhale as you come deeper into your twist. Couple more breaths. Inhale back through center. Exhale, open it out to the side. Keep on pulling the low belly in, tucking the tailbone, and we're keeping the hips grounded. A few more breaths. On your next inhale, bring it back through center. We'll land the feet down on the floor with the knees bent, and we'll start to bring this into a bridge pose. We're going to roll the spine up, which is tucking the tailbone, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Imagine like you're wearing a striped shirt and you're trying to peel one stripe off of the mat at a time. When you get to the top, take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, roll down, starting from the shoulders, working your way to the mid-back, low back, and tailbone. And once the tailbone hits, we go again. Inhale, exhale, tuck and curl, peeling your spine or one stripe at a time off the floor. On your next exhale, we'll roll it down. And last time, inhale. Exhale as you roll up, holding here at the top. This time, walking the shoulder blades together, taking this more into a back bend. Hands will clasp behind your back, pressing the pinkies down into the floor. Keep grounding your heels, squeezing your glutes and lifting your hips up as high as you can. One more breath here. And on your exhale, release the hands, rolling down one vertebrae at a time. When we get to the bottom, hug your knees into your chest. Knees hugging the chest tight, low back presses down. Take a deep breath in, arms reach out, legs extend out and up. Exhale and hug your knees back into your chest. Inhale as you reach the arms and legs, keeping the low back and the belly in. Exhale to hug it in. 3 more times with your breath. Legs will go completely straight as you extend. If your low back is lifting off the floor, you can reach your legs straight up toward the sky instead of at an angle. That should make it easier. Last one here. Hugging your knees into your chest, rock and roll yourself up to come onto all fours for cat and cow. Hands down. Knees are right under the hips and take a deep breath in. Tailbone up, belly down. Exhale, round your back. Tuck your tailbone, squeeze your glutes, take your gaze to the belly button. Inhale, look up. Exhale to round. As you inhale to look up, open the chest and join your back bend. Exhale, round your back as much as you can. Last time. Inhale and exhale. From here, we'll tuck the toes to come into a downward facing dog, pedaling out through the legs. Bend one knee and the other, stretching out your calves and the back of the thighs. Now we walk our feet forward and then opening the legs out wide and having a seat for a yoga squat. Lifting the chest, have a flat back and opening up the knees by pressing the elbows against the knees. Deep breaths to feel that stretch throughout the hips. You bring your left hand down onto the mat in the center, making the arms straight. Right arm reaches up for a twist, holding here for 3 breaths. For 2 deep breaths. And 1. Right hand will come down. Left arm will rise for that twist, making sure the right arm stays straight. Keep the shoulders away from your ears. Trying to keep your back as straight as possible, so lift your chest. 1 more breath. Bringing the hand back down through center, and bringing yourself back into a downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to the feet. Hands will come to the shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Trying to find a flat back, so reaching the tailbone up, pulling the belly in. Exhale, round and fold. Again, inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Option to bend your knees. Exhale, round and fold. Coming all the way up, inhale and reach up. Exhale, bow forward. Walking the hands forward into a plank. We hold it here, squeezing the glutes, lifting the kneecaps, squeezing the inner thighs together. Round the upper back so the shoulder blades are pressing up toward the ceiling. Keep the core tight. 1 more breath. Always an option to drop the knees here. From here, modified chaturanga. We'll lower the knees down toward the ground, bringing the chest forward, bending the elbows straight back, lowering just halfway, hold. And then coming all the way down to the belly. Elbows underneath the shoulders, palms are down. Press the tops of the feet down. Lift your chest. Roll the shoulders back, and your chest is pulling forward toward the top of the mat, lifting the belly button off the floor to keep the low back safe, and pressing the hip bones down into your mat. 1 more breath here. On your exhale, lower down for child's pose. Press the hips back for child's pose. From child's pose, tuck the toes. Lift your hips up, downward facing dog. Left leg rises up. Open your hips, stacking your hips on top of each other. Taking 3 deep breaths here. Bring your knee forward. Stepping the left foot between the hands. Right heel down. Inhale, reach your arms up for warrior 1. Pulling your right hip forward and your left hip back. Bending through the left knee as deeply as you can. Squeeze your right glute so you feel more stretch in the front of your right hip. On your next exhale, open the arms out to warrior 2. Bending through the left knee as deep as possible, pressing through the right pinky toe. Deep breaths as you open your left knee behind you. From here, we're coming into a goddess pose. So turning the heels in and the toes out. Both knees will bend out, bending your elbows, reaching your arms up. We're tucking the tailbone to reach the tailbone straight down. On your next breath, hands on your knees, dropping the left shoulder down, taking a twist. Switch, dropping the right shoulder down and taking a twist. 3 times on each side, using your breath every time that you come down with your exhale. Inhale to come through center. 1 more time right. So now we side lunge to the back of your mat. Walking our hands to the top of the mat, side lunge this side. 1 more time to the back of your mat. We're walking our hands forward to frame the left foot, allowing the feet to turn for pyramid pose. Straightening the legs as much as you can. Option to bring the back leg in a little bit if you need less of a stretch. But here, we're pulling our left hip back and our right hip forward to square the hips off and keep the low back safe. 1 more breath. Left foot steps back to meet the right in a plank pose. Hold it here. We're dropping the knees down for a modified chaturanga. Elbows shoot straight back, lowering down halfway. Hold. Now all the way down. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lift the chest. Sphinx pose. Roll the shoulders back, pulling the belly button up and pressing the hip bones down. Legs are strong. Point the toes. Press the toes down into the floor. 1 more breath. Exhale, child's pose. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Right leg will reach up. Open the hips, stacking the hips on top of each other and bending through the right knee. Taking a few breaths into this hip stretch. Bringing your right foot forward, stepping your foot between the hands, bringing the left heel down. Inhale, reach the arms up for a warrior 1. Bending the right knee as deeply as possible, pressing the left pinky toe down into the floor. Little tuck in the tailbone to take some of the back bend out of it. Right hip pulls back, left hip pulls forward. On your next exhale, open the arms out. Warrior 2. Hold. Press the pinky edge of the left toe down. Right knee bends and you're opening the right knee behind you. Keeping the belly tight. Tucking the tailbone under so the tailbone reaches down toward the mat. 1 more breath. We're bringing this into a goddess pose. Heels in. Reach the arms up. Elbows at shoulder height. Open the knees. Tuck the tailbone so the tailbone reaches down. Knees are opening out behind. 1 more breath here. Hands will come down to the knees, dropping the right shoulder down to a twist. Dropping the left shoulder down to a twist. 2 more times on each side. One more time right. 1 more time left. Side lunge over to the left. And over to the right. 1 more time to the left. The next time you come to the top of the mat, hands will frame your right foot, coming into a pyramid pose. Option to bring that back leg in a little bit. Trying to keep the legs as straight as you can, just until you feel stretch throughout the back of the thighs. We're pulling the right hip back and the left hip forward. 1 more breath. Your right foot will step back to meet your left in a high plank pose. Holding here, squeezing the glutes and the inner thighs. Dropping the knees down, modified chaturanga. Lowering down halfway. Hold it, squeeze the elbows in, coming all the way down to the mat. Sphinx pose. Elbows go underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lift the chest. Press your chest forward. Pull the elbows back, tops of the feet press down. 2 more breaths here. 1 more breath. Let's bring it down to a child's pose. Tuck the toes and let's bring it into a downward facing dog. Last stretch. From here, let's hop, step, or float forward, having a seat. Cross the left ankle over the right knee like a figure 4, opening up the left knee to the top of the mat. Hands are behind you to help lift your chest up. If you need more stretch, you can walk your right heel in closer to your sit bone. That'll get more intense on your left hip. On your next exhale, straighten your right leg out. Bring the bottom of your left foot to the inside of your right thigh. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Pulling the right hip back, left hip forward to try to square the hips off. On your next inhale, come up and we'll switch legs, crossing the right ankle over the left knee. Figure 4, opening the right knee toward the top of your mat. Hands behind your back to help lift your chest. If you need more, start to walk your left heel in closer toward your sit bone. 2 more breaths here. We'll straighten the left leg out. Bring the bottom of the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Arms reach up, inhale, exhale, fold forward. Pulling your left hip back, right hip forward to square off the hips. Deep breaths. On your next inhale, come up. Soles of the feet will come together in a butterfly. Knees are wide. Hands on your feet and fold forward. Inhale, slowly come up. It's been great working with you. I hope to see you tomorrow.